The winter is here. Are you ready? Have you been preparing? Are you well kitted? Welcome back to Streams. It's good to welcome you back. On this edition of Streams, I'll be sharing with you 4 fundamental keys that you will need in order to survive this economic winter or economic slowdown. If you have been following the trend, the central banks of the world have been inducing policies, interest rates, in order to slow down the economy because of the runaway inflation. And if you have been monitoring and preparing for it, you should be building some bunkers that will make you to survive and thrive and even flourish in this economic slowdown. Because not only are there going to be a crisis, there will be loads of opportunities. Number 1, don't jump on the bandwagon of end of the world mentality, because when there's a crisis, the first thing is for people to think of how to escape. You see, your brain was never designed for you to flourish, but for you to survive. Everything every person would think of, if you have not built your financial or intelligence, is for you to think of how to escape, of how to survive, or how to just manage to clung on to what you have. Rather, you should not think this is the end of the world. There are opportunities in this crisis. Number 2, remain focused on your economic blueprint. If you have one, you must have built a financial and economic blueprint that you are running with. What have you been building over the years? You see, there's a cycle of a boom and bust that this global economy at the macro level that we run. If you understand the trend, every time you have an opportunity of a bull run, you should be preparing for the bear market, and you should be building bunkers, assets that will help you to withstand that kind of a shock whenever it comes. That's why you should invest in recession resilient industries or assets that will thrive irrespective of the recession. You can look for recession resilient strategies video on this platform. You can watch that and understand what I meant by investing in recession resilient industries. Number 3, if you don't have a blueprint or an economic blueprint, it's time to invest or to prepare one. You see, we are just at the beginning of this economic winter. There's going to be a recession. How bad or how deep is going to be depends on other macro factors. The war in Ukraine, the inflation, the energy crisis, and the policies of central bank government. So you need to begin to build one. You see, when was the best time to plant a tree? Very many years ago, either 5 years ago or 20 years ago. But when you find out that you don't have a thing, the next best time to do it is the time you found out. Now, if you don't have a financial economic blueprint, create one. Start building one. What do you want to achieve in the next 12 months? How do you survive and thrive despite the downturn? And number 4, finally, look for the opportunities in this crisis. For every crisis has its own opportunity. Look at Sir Templeton, who built billions and billions of revenue at every economic downturn in his days. Look at people like Warren Buffett and the multi-billionaires in our world. They increase the share of their wealth every time there is a slowdown because they know how to capitalize on that. You must be thinking like the rich as well. In a crisis, they are looking for the opportunities, not how to run away or how to escape the arch. You should be looking strategically. What are the opportunities that this crisis or economic slowdown will present to you? Take, for example, because of the interest rate of properties, property will naturally crash, or there will be a correction, as they call it. Think of the properties you can pick on the cheap if you are interested in the real estate sector. Look at stocks and other assets. Things that may have been outside of your reach during the bull run might be things you can pick on the cheap now and wait for the next bull run. That's the way the world runs. I hope you're going to begin to either reinforce your own strategies, remain focused on them, or if you don't have one, Begin to build one that will not only be useful for you in this recession, but in other recession, because don't forget, there is a cycle. There's a boom and bust cycle. You must understand the bull run and the bear market. You must understand the boom and the bust. I hope this is useful for you. There are other materials on this platform. Look on this side, there's a video on how to thrive in a recession. I think that will be useful for you. I talked about different sectors. If you have not subscribed to this channel, there's a link on this side. Subscribe, and I'll see you on this next edition of Streams. Bye for now.